material stuff, when you make a sculpture in a gallery, where does it all go afterwards? Is it all taken back to the place?
No. Because people have this wrong idea that the sculptures I make in galleries are somehow like sort of connected on my walls, which would be absurd. Really, that's not the time. Yeah, they could be sold whole way. They could go to a collection.
But what physically happens to them if they aren't sold, or they aren't going to? Are they archived in some way?
Yeah, they go into storage.
Really, storage. Gosh. And so a lot of it is relied upon randomness, and chance elements, how you make those formal arrangements. But would you want to recreate that?
No. This is just a technical thing. And for all the sculptures I make, I make a certificate that describes how it should be made. And if people follow that, so it's like a procedure. So it's not every stone has to be in the same place.
No, it's,
you give the dimension, you give the density, and how the stone should be placed at random and everything. So usually, a quick way to say it is that every sculpture, whenever it's made new. And every stone can be in a different place. But nevertheless, it sort of looks the same every time, and it's the same work every time. So it's just a different way from like making a painting that was made once and it stays the same for hundreds of years.
But pieces that you make directly in the landscape, you would more often than not just return them to their original position? Or?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. If it's,
do you feel like it should?
Yeah, it's sort of, yeah. If I felt like it should, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Or if I feel that it's like a mountain top and like, go there and so it depends on the type of place and how remote it is, and also what type of work it is. But like, if it's a big stone work, then sometimes I do lay the stones down.
But then where do you get the stone from? Is it off the
quarry? The whole point about a lot of the stoneworks is that I turn the stones up where they're lying, so I'm just showing you where the stones are.
Oh, that's nice. And then just lay them back down.
Yeah.
They've done their work.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw after the circus yesterday down by 7.
Nothing to do with me. So. Well, I think that's one of the things I like about my work is that you only have to do a few things, and then other people assume you've made all this stuff. So it sort of mixes in with a load of other stuff that other people have made. So in the end, you don't know who's made what.
Yeah.
It's great.
Do you think these days that we're too hung up on the idea of permanence and leaving our mark?
Well, some artists are.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I would say my work sort of mirrors the whole reality of our work. We have permanent things, we have impermanent things. We have snowflakes that melt, we have butterflies that live for 3 weeks. We have stones that have existed in the world for millions of years.
Yes.
It goes back to the time thing. I think time's just so.
So again, and it's all usable, and you can use time and age and all this stuff, very precisely.
Should we have one last read and then kind of throw it open? Start to feel the lean of the loop, the centrifugal pull of home. Despite all attempts to walk a line from A to B, I'm now convinced that the sequence is not that logical. Fibonacci was onto something. Keep going forward, but never dismiss what you leave behind. Destination is overrated and admits as much in its ontology class. All that matters is place. Grass gets springier the closer you get to the sea to help suicides jump. Keep breathing. Bottle the sensation of writing downhill. Release the brakes of doubt. The screen goes blank and the uninhibited me can feel what darkness does to the written word. Hit the chiaroscuro key. The silhouette skyline clings to the rind of the emerging moon. I sense the odd punctuation of light. An electric bush holds in sheep with neon eyes. Gulls play crows at aerial chess. Crows cheat. Keep plotting. My route waltzes with civilization, a wavy line that marries, then divorces, then remarries, then adulterates, then celebrates. A river slurs its reflection, sad tape that tears of light dagger their way into reflecting ripples of an alcoholic alter ego that make me gag for dense red wine. Is this why sleeping under stars rams 40,000 volts through our soul? Keep camping.
Carry on camping.
And then on that St James note, we throw it open to the.
I just we were talking about mountains, and I always remember this great quote by Carl Monker. He said, "A man, I guess, or a woman, a man climbs a mountain because it is there. A man makes a work of art because it is not there."
But he's a big monumental kind of metal.
Yes, yeah, I mean, that's his point of view, yeah.
I like the, I mean, in Peter's writing, you talk about music quite often. And then I found reference to music in your work as well.
Well, I like music a lot. I mean, it sort of like informs it. It's like the back story sometimes.
There was a work, but I couldn't find it. I asked Peter about it. I couldn't find it in that book. There was where it was a 5-day walk or something. I don't know if this is true. 5-day walk where you had 5 different songs in your head.
Yeah, it's called walking music.
Yeah. Which songs were they?
I
remember.
Yeah.
Were they songs about walking?
No, not really. But they were just like sort of quite songs that are good to have in your life. You know, like there was a very like a slow air and a tin whistle.
Is it Nyland?
Yes, it was. Yeah. I think so. It was. Yeah, there was a Johnny Cash. There was Emily in Paris. Just nice music that I like. You can, because obviously everyone carries music in their head a lot.